Good morning. It is currently 2 a.m. on this so far very dark Monday. I have a little surprise today. So obviously you're going to be able to tell by the title on the video, but those who are just clicking on the video, I bought my first item at auction and we're going to go try to pick it up today. So let's go run into the truck real quick and kind of get my day started. But what we're doing is we're going from my small little town down here in Lower Alabama. We were driving 7 hours north to Lebanon, Texas. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it without messing it up. Basically, we're going to Knoxville, Tennessee. This is going to be the farthest trip I've ever taken in the F-350. We'll see you guys in a couple more minutes once I wake up a little bit more. Alright, so obviously good morning. I'm in a way different location than the normal videos. Currently right now I am just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. On my way to go pick something up. So I don't remember exactly where I was in the first half of the video. More or less, I was just trying to get up here this morning. Traffic was pretty bad. I mean, it could have been way worse. The only time that it really got bad was the last 30 minutes, give or take, of the drive. So, stopped by the bank real quick. I'm going to get some cash out for what I'm going to, but if you guys are curious, obviously you've seen by the title, this is my first auction that I've ever bought something from, and let alone ever been to. So, I don't quite know what to expect. Especially once I get there. This is a sight unseen item. Obviously I'm going to wait until we actually get there to show what I got, or until we leave, then I'll show what I got. But nevertheless, we're about 41 minutes give or take away from where we need to go. I'm actually kind of debating which route I take to get there, but I feel like for what I paid for what I'm getting, I think I got a steal. Obviously, it's going to cost a lot in diesel to, get all the way up here. I mean, this was a 7-hour trip one way, so about 14, 15 hours total. And I left at 2 o'clock this morning. It is currently 8:52 in the morning, and I'm still 40 minutes away. So probably by the time I get there, it's going to be 9:45, give or take. I might attempt to do a time lapse on the way back. I haven't really decided yet. Also, I really don't know if you guys want to see that or not. So, alright guys, so future me here. I was editing the GoPro footage and realized that I completely forgot to record me leaving the auction site and going over what I had gotten from the auction. So I figured I'd go ahead and throw a little bit of footage from earlier today, which it's been a couple days now, but anyway, so what did I go pick up? Well, I picked up a 20-foot by 7-foot wide equipment trailer. It's a 14,000 pound rated. On the front, it's got a 10,000 pound front jack, trailer brakes on both axles. Obviously, it needs a good bit of work. Nothing that we're not going to be able to handle. I do plan on making a couple more videos here in the future on the trailer. Some of the things that need to be replaced are deck boards, which in the clip that's showing on the screen I already started on. I do need to replace fenders, or at least straighten them out, as well as there's a couple of dings and dents on the outside frame that need to be looked at. I do need to fix the rear mounts for the trailer ramps, so we'll be coming back to that at a later date and remaking them. I also plan on taking off all the side tie-down points and completely remaking them from scratch for a couple reasons, mostly just for the ease of mind and all that. Also plan on at some point redoing all of the trailer wiring, redoing the lights, adding new lights, maybe even adding a job box of some kind up front with maybe a winch built into it or something of that nature. Have not decided yet, but anyway, let's get back into the video. Alright, so obviously I'm in different clothes now than I was in the previous clip. As you guys have obviously seen, what did I get from auction? Well, I got the trailer. So, the goods and the bads, from my personal experience with going to auction, getting what I got, the online process, all that. I'll go over that here in a second. Also, if the camera gets shaky like it probably is right now, please ignore that. It's probably because of the crappy road that I'm going down. So I guess I'll start off with the bad. So the only thing that I realistically could say would be a quote-unquote bad would be the drive. That, to me, that was the only downside to it, was the actual drive up there to go get what I needed to go get. Which that also implies, traffic and road construction and stuff like that. The online aspect has goods and bads. So the bad side of things, it was a little delayed, not by a lot. There was maybe a 3 to 5 second delay on the live stream. However, and in their credit, there was bad weather. However, the live stream kept starting and stopping, which I think for a couple of people screwed up the online bidding part of it, myself included. By the time I would put a bid in, somebody on the floor would already have put a higher bid in, so my bid would just cancel out. Now, some of the good things: location. I loved the location. It was very much out in the middle of nowhere. It was right there by the highway, so you didn't have to worry about taking back roads to be able to get to it. If you have over, a 40-foot trailer, or let's say like a gooseneck or even a semi-trailer, you'd be able to get in there no problem. Now, the roads aren't exactly perfect, but they're gravel roads. They're expected to be rough. I was able to pull out of there with zero issue. I pulled in there, no issue. Was able to get my trailer and leave. They were very, very nice people, very helpful people. I'll go ahead and link down below their auction page if you guys want to go check them out. I don't think they're doing an auction for a while. Usually the auctions aren't very frequent, so you're just gonna have to get it when you get it, so to speak. But very friendly, very nice people. They were very helpful as well. Of course, I asked them numerous questions because I've never been, and I even told them that. I was like, I've never been to an auction. I don't really know what I'm doing. Can you guys kind of point me in the right direction and make sure I'm doing this correctly? And they were like, absolutely, here's what you need to do. Before I left, because what I was planning on doing was running by the bank and getting cash out. However, my bank, unfortunately, in that area is a cashless location. Why banks are doing that, I don't know. But I was able to cut them a check, and and the lady even asked me, she's like, do you want to go ahead and verify funds real quick? That way. And I told her, I was like, yes, because that's how I am as a person. I want to make sure that all my debts are paid before I leave a location. I don't like going somewhere and then getting a phone call. So we verified funds real quick, which obviously was not a problem. And I got my trailer and, got my paperwork. Went out to the lot. The only other thing that was kind of a little annoying to me, but not really, none of the rows were labeled. Or at least not easily labeled, and nobody was kind of pointing in what direction to go in. I did have somebody that worked there come up to me while I was backing up to the trailer and asked me if I needed help with anything. Do you need me to grab a skid steer or something to pick it up to put it on your truck, and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no, everything works on the trailer, so I should be just fine. And he double checked paperwork. He's like, I just have to check paperwork, which is okay. That's a bonus as well. They're very secure about making sure that nobody walks off with the wrong item. So I can give them some props for that. But I mean, realistically, so far, and I said probably previously in one of the earlier video, I plan on going to more auctions. I definitely want to go back. That was a very pleasing and very nice experience. And I don't think that a lot of people get that. I don't think they get that really, really good auction experience on their first go around. They probably go to a smaller auction where the people are a little bit more rude and they're not as friendly and all that. I could be wrong, but I had a good time. Now, obviously I haven't been in person. The next one I go to, I'm going to go in person to see how that experience is. And depending on how that experience goes, I'm either going to continue to go online or I'm going to keep going in person, or both. Now, the people that I use, which I'll put a picture of their website on the screen now. The website was very easy to manage. I didn't have to, jump through loops or anything like that to find, whether their address or their phone number or any sort of contact info. Everything was very easily able to be seen, and it was very quick and easy to understand how to use their website. Now, if you guys do want to bid on their website, if you guys do want to bid at their auctions, at least the online portion of it, you do need to register an account, which takes no time at all. The only thing you have to do is link a card onto the website that can just confirm that you have over, I think it's like a $250 limit. There's a insurance policy or something like that behind that, which I didn't have a problem with. So just keep that in mind when you do register. But when the second that you do win, if you end up being the highest bidder on an item, you do get an invoice sent directly to you on there's an app for your phone, ironically, that it'll send you the invoice on there as well. I was bidding off on my phone while we were at lunch, and that's how I ended up winning the trailer. So I'm not quite sure how it would come up on the screen for a desktop computer, the website, I should say. But on my app, because I do have an app, and I do love their app, it is also very easy to navigate and manage. But all I had to do was click on the top corner, click on account, and then there was my invoice right then and there. So there was no, they didn't have to send it to an email, and then I had to open up the email and verify. I think they still send it to you via email, but I could be wrong. But all in all, I did have a very good experience for a first-time buyer from an auction. Like I said, I've never been to an auction before. I've seen them. I've never actually been to one. And this was a very nice and pleasing experience. I have nothing but good things to say, especially about the people that I went through. I have nothing but good things to say about, obviously from my point of view. I don't know how it is when there's a crowd and they're doing it in person. I don't quite know how that goes. I don't know how the people were acting or anything like that, but I can only imagine that they were acting in a nice, competitive way. But all in all, I will definitely be buying from them again if it does come up in the future and I'm able to score something for really cheap. I'll be putting some money aside for the next go-around coming up here soon. So hopefully I can snag up either a skid steer, which is ideally what I want. I do want a skid steer. Either that or maybe a Mini X or just something. I have not fully decided nor dedicated myself yet to it. But when that time comes, we're going to do it again. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys will, please leave it a like, leave me a comment, click the subscribe button while you're at it. If you guys have any suggestions or you guys want to add your own input in, your own experience with auctions or whatever you would like to comment down below, I'd love to read it. And if you guys do have any questions, if I didn't cover something in the video or whatever it may be, by all means, please ask me down below. But hopefully we'll see you guys in a part 2 for not only the trailer, but also for the white truck frame. That is going to hopefully get recorded here soon once I get a little bit of extra free time and the weather permits. We're going to get a video on that. And then we may do a couple of welding videos here soon. I haven't fully decided yet, but obviously when that time comes, we're going to do it. So until I catch you guys in the next video, peace.